and I'm not trying to cause a kerfuffle,
Joe.
Caitlin Clark is a hell of a lot better than Angel Reese.
Did y'all see Angel Reese on Wildin' Out?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Angel Reese wilding out. I don't know if I've seen her on wilding out. Angel Reese won't sit her fucking ass down. Okay, she should probably have somebody in place to let her know. See, whoever she got is telling her to go pop up everywhere. That's not what Caitlin Clark people were saying, not to make it a racial thing.
They're not saying that at all.
Not to make it a race thing.
Angel Reese's off-court decisions have drawn plenty of criticism. While her talent and presence in the WNBA are undeniable, her persona outside the game sometimes overshadows her basketball career. Her outspoken nature and headline-making actions often spark backlash from fans and critics. In contrast, Caitlin Clark has emerged as the face of women's basketball. Her electrifying play on the court, combined with the way she carries herself beyond it, has made her a fan favorite. She handles pressure with composure and grace, setting an example as a positive role model. The contrast between these two athletes highlights how public perception is shaped by personal choices, media narratives, and behavior. Being a young star athlete in today's world is far from easy. Comparing Reese's off-court behavior with Clark's way of managing even greater fame helps illustrate this. Reese rose to national fame after leading LSU to a championship in her third college season. Normally, a single title wouldn't launch a women's basketball player into superstardom, but she earned extra attention by taunting Iowa star Caitlin Clark during the game. Now, both players compete in the WNBA. Reese continues to draw massive attention, with increased media coverage, national press, and fan scrutiny, fame most 22-year-olds would struggle to handle, though Reese seems to embrace it. Her social media presence is enormous, over 4 million followers on Instagram, with even more on TikTok. She's consistently trending across platforms, making her a prime target for big endorsements. Reese has landed deals with major brands like Reebok, Amazon, Airbnb, Tampax, Sports Illustrated Swimsuit, PlayStation, and more. She isn't afraid to speak out on hot-button issues like gender inequality, racial inequality, mental health, and pay disparities, topics that often spark intense debate online. Through these conversations, she keeps herself in the public eye, whether praised or criticized. Reese also connects with fans through her podcast, Unapologetically Angel. True to its name, the podcast gives her a platform to share unfiltered opinions. Even while sidelined by injury, it has helped her stay relevant. In her very first episode, she revisited her rivalry with Caitlin Clark, openly criticizing Clark's fan base in Iowa and Indiana as disrespectful and racist.
So I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans that are like, they ride for her. And I respect that respectfully, but sometimes it's very disrespectful. I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it, and I don't believe she stands on any of that.
Reese has also faced criticism for an episode of her show featuring guest Kayla Nicole, who shared controversial stories about her ex-boyfriend, NFL star Travis Kelce, currently dating Taylor Swift. During the segment, Reese even told Nicole, "I loved you two together," which sparked significant backlash online. Given the size and intensity of Taylor Swift's fan base, stirring controversy with them does little to help Reese's public image. Still, it ensures her name continues to trend across social media. This approach isn't unusual. Many influencers and public figures intentionally lean into controversy to stay relevant. Even the title of her podcast, Unapologetically Angel, signals a willingness to embrace backlash. In today's digital world, negative engagement often counts just as much as positive attention, since visibility is the true currency of social media. Beyond her online presence, Reese has drawn attention for her public appearances as well. She's been featured at numerous events, with one high-profile example being her recent guest spot on MTV's Wildin' Out hosted by Nick Cannon. That appearance even became a talking point on episode 766 of the Joe Budden podcast, where the rapper and host discussed Reese's growing list of media appearances.
Wait, you was talking about WNBA earlier. Did y'all see Angel Reese on Wildin' Out?
I've seen Angel Reese wilding out. I don't know if I've seen her on wilding out. Angel Reese won't sit her fucking ass down.
Commentators often point out that Angel Reese is constantly in the public eye, attending event after event. Her appearance on MTV's Wildin' Out drew particular attention, not just for the cameo itself, but for the outfit she wore, which many critics described as revealing or inappropriate. Her fashion choices have been a recurring target of criticism at multiple public outings. For example, At the Victoria's Secret fashion show in New York City, some observers noted that she managed to stand out even among the models with her bold dress and striking new hairstyle. She also made headlines in Los Angeles when Usher invited her on stage during his concert, where she sang briefly into his microphone. Reese's visibility extended internationally as well. Despite not being selected for Team USA, she traveled to the Paris Olympics to watch the women's basketball games in person. All of this came alongside her steady stream of social media activity, ensuring she remained a constant fixture on timelines. Some argue that this non-stop spotlight may not always work in her favor and that she could benefit from a different approach to public relations. Even Joe Budden weighed in, suggesting that Reese should take cues from fellow rookie Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's Rookie of the Year, who has chosen to maintain a lower profile outside of basketball.
Okay, she should probably have somebody in place to let her know. See, whoever she got is telling her to go pop up everywhere. That's not what Caitlin Clark people were saying, not to make it a racial
They're
thing.
not saying that at all.
Not to make it a race thing. It's just, we just on some star rookie shit now.
Tell me
All
some
season,
socialite.
you keep putting yourself in the same box as Caitlin Clark, but it's more than basketball. That's the same, my point with Cole. It's more than rap. It's more than rap. It's more than this. I wish Angel Reese nothing but the best.
Same.
Great season. Great rookie campaign.
The comparisons between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark began back in their college days. Their rivalry first took center stage during the national championship game, when Reese taunted Clark in the final moments. She mimicked Clark's signature "you can't see me" gesture and pointed to her ring finger, signaling that LSU had secured the title. LSU went on to defeat Iowa and claim the championship. That moment turned the spotlight on more than just their on-court battle. It shifted the conversation to how each player carried herself off the court. In the post-game press conference, despite Iowa's tough loss, Clark handled questions about Reese's taunting with grace, further fueling the contrast between their public personas.
There's a lot blown up on Twitter about Angel Reese following you around, pointing to her ring finger and taunting you.
Honestly, I have no idea. I was just trying to get to the handshake line and shake hands and, be grateful that my team was in that position. That's all you can do is, hold your head high, be proud of what you did, and, all the credit in the world to LSU. They were tremendous. They deserve it.
Caitlin Clark showed grace even in defeat. After the national championship loss, she made a point to credit her opponents, even those who taunted her. She insisted on shaking hands with everyone and turned potentially divisive questions into opportunities to remain positive. Her ability to handle such a painful moment without bitterness, self-pity, or animosity highlighted her toughness and maturity. Angel Reese, on the other hand, presented a very different image at her own post-game press conference the following year when LSU failed to repeat as champions. Sitting alongside her teammates, she broke down while reflecting on the challenges she had faced since the previous title win. She spoke tearfully about online harassment, death threats, sexualization, and constant scrutiny, saying she tried to stay strong for her teammates despite everything. She emphasized, "I'm still a human. All this has happened since I won the national championship, but I still wouldn't change anything. I'm unapologetically me." The reactions were mixed. Some media outlets portrayed her as a victim of relentless pressure, while many fans accused her of being a sore loser, using her struggles as an excuse in a moment that was supposed to be about the game. Outside that press conference, Reese struck a different tone. In other interviews, she shifted to confidence, even boasting about her role in elevating women's basketball. She argued that the sport's surge in popularity wasn't solely because of Caitlin Clark's star power, but also thanks to her own impact.
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, just because of one single game. And I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. It's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game. And
when both players transitioned to the WNBA, the same narrative carried over. Despite overwhelming evidence that Caitlin Clark has drawn more attention to the league than anyone else by a wide margin, many people seem eager to downplay her impact. Even the WNBA commissioner, who now has more opportunities to speak publicly thanks to the surge of interest around Clark, often redirects the spotlight toward other, less popular players.
I notice when you're asking about Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one person.
Meanwhile, Fan perception of Angel Reese in the WNBA has remained largely negative, raising questions about whether she's the right face for the league. Her outspoken personality often spills onto the court, where she has already been ejected for using foul language during a game. Critics argue that her style of play is overly aggressive, at times even crossing the line into dirty. This was highlighted in a matchup against Caitlin Clark, when Reese struck Clark in the head during a layup attempt. After review, the foul was upgraded to a flagrant because of the clear wind-up, follow-through, and unnecessary contact. Incidents like this have fueled debate about her reputation. The concern deepened when Reese was seen enthusiastically clapping from the sidelines after her teammate Chendi Carter delivered a blatant cheap shot on Clark, knocking her to the floor while she didn't even have the ball. The numbers tell the story. A staggering 77% of all flagrant fouls in the WNBA last season were committed against Caitlin Clark. Even more striking is the fact that all but one of those fouls came from players on the Chicago Sky, Reese's team. The WNBA is evolving, and its stars must adapt to greater attention than ever before. Public image is now just as important as performance on the court, shaping careers and legacies. For Angel Reese, the challenge will be turning her popularity into a reputation worthy of a future legend.